Well, hello YouTube, this is Steve Patton with General Patton Bushcraft, welcoming you back to the channel. I got a super exciting video today. Today's video is the recap of Season 10 of Alone, Episode 1, titled Game On. Stay tuned. All right, friends, let's get right into it. This is Season 10, Episode 1, titled Game On. As the survivalists set out into the wilderness searching for food and shelter, one participant makes a costly mistake. Now, friends, we're up at Reindeer Lake in northern Saskatchewan, and they start off the show always with a quote from a famous person, and this quote is, "The pathway to glory is rough, and many gloomy hours obscure it." That's by Chief Blackhawk. All right, friends, the show starts with Luke. He's 39 years old. He's from Hawaii, USA, and he gets dropped off on a beach on a great big bay. Sees fresh moose sign. Now, participants are scattered on islands throughout Reindeer Lake. The lake spans 2 million acres and drops nearly 1,000 feet at its deepest point. Luke shoots a grouse, still alive, and he rips the head off of this thing. Kind of gruesome, friends. All participants are provided with a safety pack to carry bear spray and a tap-out device. So the first hour, first shot, first day, one grouse for Luke. All right, friends, we're on day one. It's about 2:19 p.m. now, and we get to see Alan. It's about 70 degrees. Alan also has his shirt off, and he says it's a super hot day. Alan, 51, from British Columbia, Canada, goes for a swim, goes to work on a fishing plug, and he designs a very nice bait fish. Uses a wetwood, black spruce, which contains 40 to 60% of its moisture and are considered wetwoods. Alan's fishing strategy is trial and error. He uses some snare wire, paracord in multiple colors that he brought, and just to make these lures. And the lure that he makes looks really good. Now, Alan gained 40 pounds for the show, friends, and he's 259 pounds at launch. He catches a real nice lake trout on a hand line. He cuts this thing open, and it's full of eggs. Now, that night, Alan doesn't want to waste those eggs, so he tries to choke it down, and he says, "Ooh, does not taste too good." All right, friends, the show moves on to day two, 6:38 in the morning, and back to Luke. Luke slept on the beach, and his strategy is food procurement. He finds wild blueberries, sees a black bear, which male black bears have a range of 15 to 80 miles, friends. And these black bears can smell food up to at least 1 mile away. Luke stalks the male bear, finds the bear in some trees, takes 2 shots, and he misses both. Now, friends, these participants are only allowed 9 arrows. All right, the show moves on to day two. It's about 11:13 in the morning, and we get to see Lee. Lee is building a nice shelter. His strategy is shelter first, makes a nice tent style and a nice bed of moss and spruce boughs. Starts making a fishing pole. Here's something big. And friends, he finds a big river otter in the lake. That's Lady Wild, 59 years old, and he's a pilot from Huslia, Alaska. Now, friend, the show moves on to day two. It's about 1:57 p.m. now, and we get to see Jody, 45 years old, from Wyoming. Jody finds some reindeer lichen or also called reindeer moss. Great bedding material, and she sets up a temp shelter out of her tarp. All right, friends, we're still on day 2 now, and the show moves on to about 6:59 p.m. back to Alan. He has a great horned owl that just keeps circling and circling him. And friends, this reminds Alan of his dad, his deceased dad, and they think it's an omen from this owl. All right, the show moves back to Lee, 59-year-old from Alaska. His strategy is fish first, moose second. Starts building a raft, builds it, and scouts out the area where he saw that river otter eating fish. He finds some good water to place a gill net. All right, friends, the show's moving fast now. We're on day 3, 1:47 p.m., and we get to see Cade. Cade is 28 years old, and he's a hunting guide from Wyoming, USA. He builds a nice shelter, digs out an area, then covers it with a tarp tent. Makes a moose call out of birch bark. He does spot and stalk hunting. It's not working very well for him, so he decides to sit over a game trail. Now he does a moose call with that birch bark that he rolls up, and I'll be doggone, he calls in a big old huge caribou. Now caribou are protected, and oh man, he can't shoot it. So he collects some blueberries, and about 4:23 p.m. he shoots a grouse. Shoots the head clean off this grouse, and he eats that thing for dinner, and he tells us it tastes so good. All right, friends, the show moves on to day 4, and we're at 9:58 in the morning, back to Jody. Jody's cuts a bunch of logs, then goes to get water. She gained 70 pounds for the show, mostly from an accident, friends. She was laid up with a bum leg for a long time, so she put on 70 pounds, and she starts to build a log cabin. And the cabin is looking real nice, friends. All right, show back to Lee. Day 5 now, 7:32 a.m., and he makes a nice fishing net. Deploys it on that raft that he built, and it starts to rain, friends. And he catches a nice fish with eggs on a nice fishing pole. Also, he gets a nice pike in the fish net, friends. So Lee's looking pretty good on day 5. All right, day 6 now, 8:26 in the morning, back to Cade. Cade's working on his shelter a little more. He goes hunting, and he follows some game trails, friends. And oh my goodness, some bad luck sets in on Cade at about 11:17, friends. He loses his quiver. He loses all 9 arrows, friends. And friends, the show ends right there with Cade telling us he's not gonna give up, friends. Oh man, bad luck for Cade. All right, friends, before you leave the channel, please consider subscribing. Hit that bell icon, and in that drop-down menu, do select all, friends. I got more recaps. I'm gonna do the whole season 10 of Alone. Friends, give this video a like, and as always, God is good, God is great. I see y'all on the next video. You already got a date.